you guys doing? It's Wink, Blink, and Flirt, and we are here with Shari. Sorry, Shari.
It's okay.
It's so funny when Ebony says your name, it comes out, it sounds so different when she says it.
I don't know. I
I
don't know
don't
why.
know. Maybe I'm just trying to tap dance here a little bit. Um, I wanted you guys to come on because you guys have a depth of scope and body of work that is absolutely amazing. I sit with them when they invite me in. I was kind of like, can I come back? Can I come back? Because I love their show. If you guys have not tuned in, make sure you check out Naturally Unbothered. Okay, I've stolen her away this week. You'll be able to get a feel for some of the things that they do, hopefully here when with me over on this side. So tonight we're talking about the top 10 toys or things that you need to have at home. And I wanted to start off with anal plugs because sometimes, and I figure in no particular reason, she's like, we're just going to start out right there.
Just go
I'm
Um,
for it.
okay with it.
hey, we're just we're gonna do this. Um, we I wanted to start out there because it starts with the letter A, if for no other reason, just being kind of like like that. Um, Thoughts about anal plugs is something to have at home, be it and because they're gender neutral. What are your thoughts?
I have them at my house.
Okay,
Um, you know, I mean, he's not into them, but I am because of
okay,
him. It's only because of him because I've never really been into anal anything. And so, we just decided that we were just going to, because we're so comfortable with each other, we're just going to try new things. And
I love
so
that.
it was one of my welcome home gifts and tried it. And one of them I didn't really too much care for.
Which one was
But
that?
then it's okay, first let me graduate you to it. So first I had the little small little, beginners and
Okay,
everything, and it had a little vibration to it, and I was like,
okay,
okay,
I was
I
gonna
think
ask,
I'm
but it
ready to
vibrated.
graduate. I think I'm ready to graduate to a bigger size. And so then I got this other one that it's a lot bigger, but it actually does stuff. Like it goes up and down and
Oh,
vibrate. It does all kinds of things. So I was like, okay, and it was a little bit bigger, and I was like, it might take some work. So eventually I made it to it. It was too much. I was like, hell no.
All right.
So I
But
went
wait,
back
are you
to
using any like lubes or
it
anal
don't matter.
numbing?
Nothing don't be going up in there. So that's my booty don't wasn't accepting of it at all. Not of that one.
Booty don't.
And yeah, and so then I went back to the big sister of the first one that I
Okay.
have. And so it's bigger and I can tolerate that.
Huh.
And
Now,
I've actually had my first orgasm from it.
congratulations.
Yes, I haven't had the triple orgasm yet, but I've had double.
The triple. What do you mean
So
by the triple? What's the triple?
clitoral,
Okay.
vaginal, and
Yep.
anal.
Okay.
Yeah.
mhm.
Simultaneously? I don't see the
Yes,
difference.
or it doesn't even if it's not simultaneously, it's like within minutes of each other.
Okay, I could see that
Right.
because I
But I've
I've been
had them I had the anal and the vaginal um simultaneously. But
okay.
I've not had the clitoral because I couldn't sync them all. It
I'm
was
a
a
little
lot. It was
jealous.
super intense. It was a
I'm a
lot.
little yes. Karen, what about you? You had what's your experience with anal play and is that something you
Uh,
have around the house yet?
I don't have anything around the house. I've experienced, like Shari was saying, you have to base step. You start in elementary, junior high, then you graduate high school. So I've had the elementary, and it was so funny because my partner and I was like, we're finished having what I like because it's called conventional sex, and
Vanilla
it
sex.
kind of slipped there. And he was like, he looked at me and I looked at him and was like, oh, I was like, well, hey, you here now, let's go for it. And that was amazing. Now toys, I have not tried. So I'm kind of looking forward, if I can say, to using them. And I think I'm going to take Shari's advice. I'll start with a small one,
Start with the
you know,
small one.
Mm-hmm.
gradually work up because,
No.
yeah, anal play can go, it can go really bad, and and you don't want it to hurt, and there's some things, not to get gross, but there's some things I've
No.
learned to prepare for anal play, it's
Okay,
like what
so
you eat, if you
that could
eat
be
or
a
do
thing
not.
to have at home too.
Right. So yeah. So this is good. But yeah, I like the fact that we got toys out there that do fun things for the back
Well,
door. I'm looking forward to those.
one of the
Definitely.
definitely one of the things I will say is it's kind of like, I guess, mixing. It's not like mixing your forks when you're mixing the wrong toys. Because
Oh,
if you use the wrong toy in the wrong place in the wrong season, it's not going to be fun. Like, don't use a G spot toy that you think is going to be great. Um, as for anal play, that's not going to work. It's not going to be pretty.
Right.
It's not going to be fun. And to Karen's point, it's a good idea that you prep that area, or that you prepare as much as possible, because you don't want anybody to have any mood changing surprises because you had dinner. Hey, you, how you doing, Garland? How you doing? um I'm gonna invite you to come in. Here you go. If you can, if you can't, that's good too. So we're talking about the top 10 toys, and we started off in my very own special way. Let's start with the most cringy. For most people, it might be anal toys. So the next one that I thought about, because I love the fact that anal toys are for both boys and girls, um, that I like the little vibrating ones, the jeweled ones, as well as the prostate ones, that can be
Hmm.
used as well. The next thing that I went with as a something that's important to have at home are body toppings. Body toppings to me meaning like either honey dust, or something like some of the stimulators, like the hot and cold, the minty and the sweet, and things like that. Okay. Oh, you got a 4-year-old. Well, hello, little Billy. Garland has a 4-year-old with her, so probably not going to be a great idea to kind of participate in this. And I hope you have your headsets on. It's about to get a little racy. Okay. So has anyone else used any, aside from homemade toppings like the strawberries and the Cool Whip and things like that? Have you guys really delved into a lot of the more exotic, like the Pop Rocks, or my favorite things for men, as well as the Arousal or the Honey Dust? Anybody?
mm.
I have so back in the day,
How far back?
back
How
in the
many days
day,
back?
oh, way back in the day, maybe like 97, 98-ish.
Okay.
Back when real sex still came on.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
So, I decided I was watching the episode with my current husband at the time. Um, and they were like using fruits
Okay.
and stuff like that, but they were inserting the fruits into the vagina and
For
then
those
having
people who just
sex.
joined us on Instagram, we're talking about the top 10 tools, and our guest Shari from Naturally Unbothered is telling us about her fruit, and probably not fruit salad.
Fruit
It's not.
infused vagina,
Okay.
huh? I love
Yes.
it.
So the young lady, she gave out a list of, fruits that are safe. Make sure not to get the ones that was like make if they had syrup, make sure that you rinse them off. Like she was like, told you what to use. And so I was like, probably the safest thing that she said was peaches.
Oh, okay.
So, rinse the peaches, inserted the peaches with lube, because you with lube,
Yes.
inserted the peaches, and then he inserted himself. And
How
it
was
was
that?
it was weirdly great, but we never did it again because it was so messy. It was just messy.
There's a sheet for
Um,
that, a sex sheet
yeah,
for
but
that.
we were young. I was probably like maybe 20, 21. I was so young. So yeah. Um yeah, so we never did it again. But
Oh,
yeah, it never happened. We never did it ever again. But he said it was cool, it was different. It was like I said, it was just kind of weird, but it was like it was okay. Yeah. I wouldn't do it again. Well, I might do it again. I'll do anything again with like my new partner.
same here. I'll do
But
anything once.
yeah, but I don't know.
No,
So yeah, that's the
no.
only fruit that I've ever tried. Pop rocks, yes.
Pop rocks on
They're in the
him.
nightstand. Um,
we
yeah.
So how do
Altoids,
you
done all those type of things.
Mm,
how do you use
Karen,
those? You eat them first, and then what? Give a blowjob?
I let them dissolve a little bit to get the sharp ends off of them because they're a little sharp. They can cut somebody. Yeah, so it don't take that long. They'll still be popping by the time you knock the little sharp edges off of them. And then
Oh,
yeah, you just get on there and
I never
pop it
thought
all the
about
way
the
up.
sharp edges before.
Yeah,
you
I
have to
do
try.
that. I've even done the Pop Rocks and the Altoid together, so they get the
Cool.
the tingling, so the cooling, tingling, and at the same
Oh,
time.
I
So
like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
Cooling and tingling. Altoid
Mhm.
as well as the pop rocks. Now that's a
Yes.
combination right there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
One of the things that I really kind of encourage everyone, people who are starting off with body toppings and things like that, pop rocks do not go inside of women. Period. Dot. End of
No.
sentence. If you
No.
decide that you missed your gynecologist, then put the pop rocks in, and I promise you, you will have an opportunity to go and visit and have with your gynecologist. Other than
Oh.
that, that's a no go. Okay, IJS. Um,
Okay.
all right, cool. Coming up from the Karen, anything else you want to add to the food?
Um. Uh. No. Other than when I was single and traveling, and before I discovered or gave toys a chance, I would use fruit, not fruit, food, cucumbers,
Mm-hmm.
zucchini. They hold
Mm-hmm.
up good. Bananas not so much. But
Yeah.
it was funny because I'd be laughing at the child, knowing what I'm going to use it for, and they're like, "Dang, I didn't even try to play it off and buy some lettuce and a tomato with it. I just got this big ass cucumber."
So
I said,
so you're saying you've actually masturbated with actual fruit and
with
vegetables.
actual, yeah, yeah,
That
absolutely,
was a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Cucumbers,
But
you checking the cucumbers for firmness, not just for the sourness.
I've seen it on TV. I've just never actually known or met anyone who's
Cucumbers.
actually tried it. That's
look, squash
hey.
is the best thing because it has those little nubbies in it, and
Oh, because
it's
it's
Without the
textured.
peel? Wait a minute. Peeled or unpeeled?
unpeeled,
No, no, unpeeled. They have, yes, squash has the little nodules on it. Okay, all right.
Okay.
and then they
And
shake them with the
and sometimes they have the little curve too.
Yes, it does.
Okay, squash.
We got the G spot cucumber over here.
shoot. Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna be looking at the squash a little different when I go to the grocery store. I'm gonna be like, hey, squash.
Giving the squash a side eye. I see you.
right. Well, that's same for me with peaches. I'm gonna be like, okay, I see you, peaches.
Yes, don't get a fresh peach. You got to get a
Okay.
canned peach, not a fresh peach. I don't think that's gonna feel so great.
No,
Right.
that
Right. Oh my
that won't
gosh,
make
that
that
is
feel great
hilarious.
again. All right. So the next thing that was on my list, or that is on my list, are cock or performance rings.
Yes.
And I put up the several different styles, at least four different styles. You've got the vibrating ones that are just exclusively for men. Then you have the kind that I really love and enjoy, the ones that have the remote control or that are app generated. So if you have somebody who's away or long distance or in another country, as long as they have that on, you have the ability to stimulate them and to drive their pleasure. And then finally, the performance rings that do not require manscaping, because a lot of the rings that we have around, or the most traditional ones, require men to do a lot of manscaping. And the one, I don't think I have it up here with me, the one that I really, really love is just kind of goes around and it hooks on like a bra. It's like, it's on and let the games begin. So I like that one. I really have not yet been with anyone who has a performance ring. And I want to put this disclaimer out because somebody got a little upset with me. And and I had to make people aware. A performance ring or a cock ring is not just for men who have erectile dysfunction.
It is
Period.
not.
It is
It
not.
is not.
Okay, and I hear a story coming. I'm going to let you tell the story. I'm going to tell you what Elliot was, the analogy that he gave. Go ahead.
So my partner, he likes the two ring one, the one that
Okay.
goes around the penis and around the balls.
Okay.
And I have recently discovered that I have a vein fetish. Like I love the veins in the penis.
Oh, nice.
And so he wears his so I can see and feel the veins.
Oh.
Um, I don't know. I mean, and it does, I mean, he doesn't have a performance issue, but
Hmm.
it does allow him to stay erect longer,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So, I'm all for it. I honestly have not ever had a partner that I was in a long-term relationship with that didn't ever use one. Even
Interesting.
if it was just for fun. Yeah, because it's just for fun. Like I've always been into toys. Not really for myself at first because I didn't really masturbate, didn't know
Uh-huh.
how to masturbate and stuff like that. Well, I mean, I guess you could figure it out, but I wasn't doing it right at all. It was like pointless. Like when I'm gonna pay the bills? Like I'm
Who's
thinking about
money?
what
But
time I pick
everyone,
the kids up, what I'm gonna make for dinner, and
Right.
like, I too did not really feel that. And I don't know for men if it's a thing, but I know for masturbation, which we'll get to that as some of the toys. It wasn't the finger thing wasn't my thing. Because I was just like, I don't like that.
oh
That's
no,
boring.
I love being fingered. That's like my
No,
favorite thing. But
me
my
think
fingers, like, what for what? What is they
I,
doing? They not doing
I
nothing.
think my fingers are defective in that area.
I
It's
think
Oh,
mine are too. And if I use my left hand, it really ain't gonna work. Like I'm right-handed. Now the left hand, I be like, what are you doing? Like, mm-mm.
that is
I
funny.
be so dumb. I
Um,
be so dumb with my hands, but somebody else's hands, I be like, oh, put them hands down there. But my hands,
get those hands to work. I love it.
I've got
So
magic fingers, love my hands. I wish I had two more, you know. So I got right here. I'd be all over the place. I'd just be, you know.
so
I only had one partner who used a performance ring. And I'm gonna tell you, at the time, I was very naive. I was like, "What is that for? What are you doing? What is that?" So, and you're right. It wasn't because he needed it. It was just he wanted to be super, super,
super
super hard.
erect. Yeah, you're super hard. You last longer.
absolutely.
Yeah, yes.
One of the
Yeah.
things that Elliot, who's going to be coming on in a couple of weeks, had mentioned, because we were talking about the performance rings and what's the significance and what's the difference. And he said, he gave this analogy. He said, if you went to a Peter Luger's or you went to what's another good scale, a Morton's, and you ordered a steak and they cooked the steak and they did not put salt or pepper on the steak. And they just cooked the meat and just brought it out to you on a plate. And you would probably say, this isn't right. This meat has no taste. It has no flavor. He goes, when a man puts on a cock ring, he says that's what that does to sex. It's like it adds seasoning and spice, and it gives it greater
I'm
depth.
telling you, I can feel the veins. Like I can
Wow.
feel them. I'd be like, oh, look, oh, I feel as soon as he goes in, I can just feel the
Oh
veins.
my
And I'm just
God.
like,
Wow.
this is
Okay.
great.
I have
So I
never
like
had.
looking at it. I like oiling it up. I mean, cause I just like the veins, baby. The vein, it's the veins for me.
Yeah. I've seen the veins without that, but I do know what you're saying. There's something
Yeah,
about the veins,
I have seen them too. Like that, that's how I know.
but
I was like,
even
I think
more
I might
so
have a faintness. Yeah, because they're like,
the
yeah,
tie off.
and they're aroused, so they're engorged,
Yep.
and then the tie off gives them more, has more, and then the more blood that's flowing. So they
Wow.
just look like it's like the Incredible Hulk with all the veins, like. And so I be looking at the dick like, come get me Hulk, like, come
I love
and
it.
get
I
it.
love it.
Come and
Well,
get
now, what kind of cock ring does he have? Does he have a traditional roll-on one? Does he have one of the ones that
It's
give
not, it's
you?
like the silicone band. If I can step away, I'll go get it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I got a
All
bunch of
right.
them over here.
Hmm.
Yes. This is tonight we're talking about the top 10, and I'm about to leave y'all because we're getting very spicy now. So I am going to see you guys later. Come find us on YouTube. See you later. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch,
I'm
for
coming back.
real.
So you only let Instagram get a little taste of what's going on
Yeah,
before
because
you get all into it.
exactly. And right now, what's good and slightly bad is we're live on YouTube, which I'm gonna have to tinker with that a little bit. And let me see where that went. Cancel.
All right, so here it is. This is what it
Oh,
looks like.
okay. All right. So the one, okay, so that
It's
is a
super
man's one that he
stretchy.
does need to manscape a bit with. Okay.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
and it's super stretchy. So you don't have to, man, I'm like, oh, I can't fit it. You can fit it. It
She goes, I'm
stretches.
gonna help you fit it. I want to
Yeah,
show
it
you.
stretches like it stretches like.
I like that one. I like that one.
But
I kind
yeah,
of
so
want to
it
jump
goes
away. I want to
around
show
the
you this
penis
one. Hold on.
and under the balls.
Okay.
I'm here. Sorry, guys. She's like the bag, the box of toys. Um, this one is good because this one
Yeah, we have
provides,
one of those.
okay, the clitoral stimulation. We like that one. This is what I thought about when you were talking about the double band with the cock rings, because
Hmm.
this is going to give you that that pressure, and this also stimulates your clitoris as well. So that's another good one. The one that really, 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 the one that I think that most men are most familiar with is this one.
Yeah.
That's kind of all the hairs going. This is the one that I love and I cannot wait to try out soon. Goes on just like that, and the balls can go through. And then as long as this is on, his erection's maintained. So even if he comes, it stays, the erection stays for at least a
Hmm.
good 5 minutes after
Yeah,
he
that's
has.
how this is.
I love
Same.
it. Love it.
Yeah. It allows even when he has the after the moment when he starts to soften up, it'll be right back.
Really?
If
Okay.
he got it, if he has it in him to come back, it'll come back.
He's got that snapback with that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
love it. I'm almost a little, I think I may have a little penis envy right now. Hmm.
Listen, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't even know men could get right back hard.
I didn't
Um
either. I thought
I
that was a
I
30-year-old thing.
the last well, I won't say the last two, but a partner before, 2 partners ago.
Okay.
He was the first person ever. No, because it'd be like one and done, maybe
Ugh.
out for the count. And I was like, oh
Just
wait,
a nerve to snore.
wait,
Oh,
wait, you can still go? And he was like, yeah. And then he would go and just keep going, and I'd be like, dang. So I didn't even know that was a thing. I was fascinated.
Oh wow. I think I
I was
know
like,
that.
let's see how many you can do in a day.
Oh my God. And how old was he?
He's the same age as me.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he's the same age as me. Like he might be like a year younger than me or something like that. Because I'm 45, but I dated him like maybe I don't know. It's been some years ago,
Okay.
2019 or something like that. It's been some years ago.
It's funny though with men as they start to get a little bit older, as their testosterone starts to drop, that makes a big difference in how they're able to perform, and it won't be ED specifically, but they're at, like you said, you're surprised, the responsiveness as well as their ability to maintain that erection definitely changes and alters as they get older. It's not a thing, but it's that decline, that gradual decline in testosterone is what does it, until they look up and they're like, yo, my dick is not
Well,
getting harder.
I'm gonna need my man to go get some shots
That's what it is.
because
And diet.
as long as my libido is going, I need yours to be going, if not faster.
40 is a good time. 40 is a good time. And I say a good time both ways in a double-edged sword. It's a good time because sex is amazing.
Girl.
And people say like your 50s sex is the best. I think 40s sex is the best because
I think my sex is the best in my 40s is because I gave my 20s to one husband
oh,
and then my 30s to a second husband and then my
now it's
40s
good.
are for
Yeah.
me. You
Yeah.
know, it's all about me for these 40s. And I know I have a partner, but I'm able to have all the fun that I want.
see,
And
your kids are out of the house, right?
they grown, gone, honey. I don't even live in the same city as them anymore.
She's like,
Like,
shut the
Okay.
deuces up
listen,
and
I
everything
be
go
missing
wherever
them
you're
though.
at.
I ain't gonna lie, I be missing them, but I live in Houston. They live in Georgia and Kansas. So them
I'll
kids
see
is
you at Christmas.
Thanksgiving. We getting together at
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
There you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Well, next on our
Okay.
list are dildos. Now,
ah,
dildos, not to be confused with vibrators, do similar things, but not in the same way. So you're like a no to the dildo. Say no to the dildo. All right, now.
The only dildo that I do like is the two-way one.
Okay, I have those
'Cause
too.
yeah,
That was on
that
the
that's
table.
the two-way one when I'm having girl time. Like that's the only one, but I got a new one that I got the harnessless one,
Okay.
um like strap on one, but it vibrates and does all kind of other stuff too. So and it's a two-way one. So now we don't even use the dildo one, so I don't have to deal with them at all anymore. I
Oh
just
my
can't stand them.
God. Now, this
But
one that one that I had, this one, if you're playing solo, you have the ability to like push it on the shower wall, and I
oh,
love it because it also vibrates. So you've got the vibrating and the gyrating portion with that, and wait for it, wait for it, it's USB charged. So that
right.
little flap goes down, and you still have that in the shower, and it's waterproof, so it's great in the shower as well. Or you can put it on the
shower
floor of the
sex is
bathtub.
overrated. You like shower sex?
I I like water sex. I'm not even
Yeah.
Why?
kidding you,
Yeah. I
because
do
it's
too.
just
It just
It's a
drives me
different
out.
well,
that
you need a
water.
silicone based lube
Yeah. Yeah. And you won't
I ain't
dry
got
out.
time.
because you
I got
start
my
off
own I
juicy.
got my own juices. And
Yeah, but then
I like them to lubricate me throughout the duration of the sex.
girl.
And if I'm in the water, it is.
It's a different thing. You've got to have that silicone
I
base.
don't
Man,
want it.
commercial for liquid. I used to say the same thing, Shari. I said, that's one thing I have a problem with is getting or staying wet, but that's liquid. The feeling is like silk, and like you said, it doesn't. When you are in the shower or water, the pool, the tub,
Girl.
man, it just enhances what you already
45,
have.
55.
Yes. So I'm a commercial for
You're
it.
gonna be like, that's liquid that we're
Yes.
talking about. I'm gonna need to check that out.
I mean,
Liquid.
when I receive my bottle, I'm gonna try it just because y'all telling me. Now I told y'all, and I'll report
Yeah.
back and be like, oh, it was good or it was great. But right now, please don't ask me to have sex with you in the shower. We
And
can
I'm
make
glad you
out.
just said
We
that.
can make out. We can do all of the
Mm-mm,
everything, all the
mm-mm.
foreplay. But
No, ma'am. Nothing
Man.
better than starting off in the shower and moving it into the room.
yeah, we
Girl.
can start out in the shower. I'll give you some
No, I
head in the
mean,
shower. We can do all.
yeah.
We can start out,
No,
but
no, no,
we
no. I'm
not.
talking about part two in the bed. We'll start part one in the shower. Part two goes.
I'm a pass. I'm a pass.
Well, I'm gonna send
I like
you.
the
Karen,
send
go
her
ahead.
that.
Go ahead, Karen. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say I always wanted but I've got carpet in certain rooms, but I've always wanted the dildo that sticks for, so
Or
I have
sticks to
that
the
on
So
wall.
you
top.
gonna sit to the floor? You gonna ride the floor?
Well,
What? Don't
yeah, I'm
judge.
single right now. So
Yeah.
one of those man dolls, which I ain't $1,500, I'm not gonna buy it
First of
at
all, you
this.
better order one off of Amazon, boo.
Excuse
Oh
me.
Lord, now she
Oh, you got them? Oh, I'm sorry. You better order one from Karen.
what?
Shoot. I
Okay,
came. That was one of my come home gifts too. I came home to one. So, yeah, I got
really?
me a yeah. Not it was not a man, it's the girl, but I came home to it.
Oh.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what's so funny? Because I never thought, honestly, as women being interested in the toy, like the dolls.
Oh
Never thought
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
Listen, I
yeah.
tripped with her. We we bumped silicone to flesh.
Oh my
I
I
gosh.
mean, I tried her. Like, she ain't my cup of tea. I
oh,
need a real woman down there with some
there you
heat
go.
and stuff.
Oh no,
But,
that
Man.
heat
I
thing.
tried her.
Those
I
jokers
tried
are
her.
expensive.
Yes, they
Mm-mm.
are.
They're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
expensive.
I've
Oh,
watched several
that's some love,
specials
girl. You got
about
some love in the
those.
club. Okay. So last thing I want to talk about is the dildos. You can have them in different types of um, makes or materials. You can have the regular the silicone. You can have the ones now that are either glass or out of
Mm-hmm.
stainless steel. I have a
Woo.
friend, the one who your two products got mixed up, Karen, and she got one of the stainless ones that has the ribbing at the end, kind of like the vein for you, Shari. It's
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so it gives you that kind of going in, going
I
in
have
and
a
out.
glass one like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the stainless is good because it has a knobby head on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
So depending upon if you want the smooth or if you want the ribbed and kind of almost like veining feeling, you have that there. So those are two
oh
things
wow.
that in terms of the dildos,
That sounds
things that you
great.
need to have in your home. It's funny, I was talking to
Yeah.
my
Oh,
sister and she said,
you telling your
10.
sister that
So I
she
guess
needs
okay, so I guess technically I do have a dildo because I do have the glass one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
You're in the
yeah, that's
club too.
about it. But the thing about the glass one is because it's cold, it it
Mhm.
makes you lubricate. As soon as
Mm,
you feel it, it makes you start lubricating even more. Um,
interesting.
and
Interesting.
then when it's warm from being in you and you take it out, It's so warm. Like it's just so good. Like if you can put it in ice, you can put it in warm water.
Girl.
Like it is just super stimulating. So
I
I
it,
am an advocate for that, but all the other stuff, no, leave them
She said
things.
no gyrating for me. You
Okay.
might want to check out
Glad.
the stainless one eventually too. That
Huh.
one, but I'm gonna.
I'm out. Listen, my it's already in my brain. I'm like, okay,
Right,
stainless
right.
steel.
The
They
shopping
they
cart. Add that.
I never thought about it, but my friend was like, she needed to kind of get something to stretch her out a little bit gradually because she was going to be with someone for the first time in a long time. And she said, I don't want to be ripping and tearing and things of that nature. And so I said, let's try this because it's going to give you the ease. And she's like, I'm in love. I'm in love. So I said,
I don't never want to be in love with a toy. What?
but
Mm-mm.
yo, you better enjoy these 40s because sometimes the what is it? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah.
Literally. So
Listen. Mm. I feel like my chances are better because I like boys and girls.
okay,
So
but then you're dealing with possibly if she starts to fall off hormonally, you're dealing with vaginal dryness.
Mm-mm. Oh God.
40s,
Yeah.
40s, 50s, and getting balance, getting and staying balanced. All right. Speaking of which, and help with that, the next thing everyone should have in their home or in their drawer, at home by the bed or in their box, are edibles and enhancers. Now,
Okay. I
I'm a
need
huge
edible.
proponent of Lord have mercy. Someone asked, I was doing something today, said, so what's your social media? Well, that's none of your damn business what my social media is. Um, but I think it's important to have as much help as you need when you need it. So
Absolutely.
there's an arousal gel because if you're thinking about your bills, if you're thinking about tuition, if you're thinking about,
Yes.
what's happening with this project, if you're thinking about, did I leave the stove on before I left to go? Um, you're not there, you're not present, and nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
So things like some of these tools that I want to mention, like there's a aroused stimulation intensifier for men and women, and the company is aroused. The product is called Aroused AF, and it's definitely it's amazing for arousal. So if you put it wherever you need that little tweak or that little bit of help. Another enhancer is going to be that I'm looking at is Booty Call, and it's an anal kind of number to kind of help you kind of ease in, ease into things. And then there's Deep AF. So if you have really sensitive gag reflex, you can kind of numb that a little bit and still enjoy head. There's another one that product that I like is called Juicy. I think it's Juicy Mouth, and it makes so those women who kind of freak out and they have cotton mouth and they can't give head, that will help make your mouth juicier and wetter. So if you are that person who's like, I have no spit, I can't spit on your dick, that will give you more the kind of a juicier mouth so that you can kind
You'll
of
be
if you're
making them
not
videos going
like exactly
like that.
exactly all that, but that's from that saliva that comes from the back of your throat, and if you're
Yes.
not
Yes.
That's too
It
much.
really.
yes.
Okay.
I mean, give it some spit, spit job it. But come on, man, that it just be too much. Like,
We got that kind of
Yeah.
but that's what they like. That's
y'all
what
be
they
doing
like.
too much.
Yeah.
For
They love
people
it.
who don't
Yeah.
have that spit,
You ain't gonna get a dry suck dick from me, but you ain't about to get no messy ass shit that
Girl, the messy the
no.
better. Hey. Like a
Yeah,
yo,
you
snake
ain't about to get all
with
that
a
from
lot
me.
of
I
meat
don't even
on it.
really like sucking dick. So you gonna get this dick sucked the way you gonna get it sucked.
oh my
Messing with me.
god,
Oh,
for
Yeah.
real, for
okay.
I can't stand sucking dick. But my part if
But you
I
got
like
to.
please
real.
I love to please my partner. So if if sucking his dick is a part of what pleases him, I'm gonna do it. I don't do it badly. I do a great job. You would never know that I don't like sucking dick unless I told you. You would think, oh, she, she doing, she, yeah,
She's
I
doing her
can't stand
day.
that shit. I can't stand that shit. If
That
I never had to do that shit, I would never do it. Mm-mm. I
Wow.
don't like it. But as
I
long as
can't.
I see my partner's toes curling and all of
Yes.
that, I'll be,
That
let me suck on this dick.
Right. And that's the
it's
key.
like,
Giving
ding.
somebody else pleasure gets you off,
Yeah, you know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? I be turned on as fuck. As soon as he reach around and
Yeah.
reach around, he be like, oh, cause hey, yeah, that shit turns me on, but I don't like
Listen.
doing it. I mean, we go to work and we don't like doing that shit either, right?
Uh, well, I'm thinking
Dang.
apples and oranges. All right. Uh,
Oh my God. Oh man.
Look,
It's so
I'm just
funny.
saying.
I don't know.
Now,
It's
Karen, you
weird.
don't like sucking dick either?
Which one?
I think she in the other camp. I think she likes it.
Oh,
No,
her team
I
dick
do.
suck.
But they
Oh,
raise you.
okay.
Yeah, really.
I I have I think I've only met one man whose penis was so obscenely small that I literally said, if you do not take your pediatric penis and get out of my house, this is disgraceful.
You could have sucked his dick and his balls at the same time.
And that was, I felt like a pedophile. I
Oh,
did, and I
why?
felt like a pedophile. I was like, this is just
You
never
was
ever.
like, oh, it's so cute, but not on you for a child.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Like, oh, that's really, and I'm not gonna lie. Am I a size queen? I have put my mouth on penises that have been petite, not a lot, but I don't make that a habit. I have a friend who would be in the bar. She's gonna before on the day number one, she's gonna give you that grope to make sure that you're working with a little bit of something before she gets you
Right.
and talks to you around a track at all.
Mm-mm. I don't
Those
even like until my partner. I didn't even put penises in my mouth that I wasn't married to.
oh.
So it's a lot of people that I know be like, what? Like, mm-mm.
Well, that is
I feel like that's something like you know how they be like you gotta save something.
right. I agree. I agree,
And
Shari.
the fact that I don't like to do it, it just why not save it for somebody I'm married to? You know
That
what
is
Right.
I'm
so
saying?
funny.
Like
That
that's
was
I'm saving this throat for my husband.
Yeah.
that was my positioning on anal. It's just like, yo, we got something's got to be sacrosanct.
You know what? But I don't. I've never felt comfortable doing that with anybody. So I don't, so definitely that would definitely be something to save.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, buddy. I was like, ooh, we can do almost anything, but that is for the Mister to for his missus to the Mister.
That's
Telling
the
you
only time you wish a dude had a small dick.
that right there. Ooh, that right there.
You'll be
Yes,
like,
Lord.
oh, I want a big, and then when you get him and he want to do anal, you be like, oh wait, mm-mm,
No, it's like,
mm-mm,
you know what?
mm-mm.
Let me
So
see
you
if
should
it'll
have
work.
took little thumper. You should have took little thumper and let him hit it from the back. He probably would have been like on point. That probably would have been hitting the
Ready to
little right there. It would have
But
been
I
over there
tell you
like, hey, come here.
hey, men with small penises will get to your G spot though.
That's
They will
what
get.
I'm saying. You might should have let gave little thumper a try.
I had a little thumper one time, and that was about the only thing that was great for, because I had to kind of work around it, kind of get that position right. So, but that aside, last thing in the edibles or the enhancers are, well, sorry, you're not gonna like this one, but Handy Pop. It's an edible massage gel for head, and it It's delicious. It's
I
absolutely
have
delicious.
some. I don't know what it's called. It's like pineapple flavor. It's okay. It don't make me want to give more head though. I don't care what it tastes like. It,
No, it's still not
it
gonna
ain't
work.
the taste of the dick. It's the fucking your jaws like I mean, come on. And you gotta move back and forth. Like it's just so much. Like I feel like
Girl,
I've seen some videos, some little meme videos out here in social media of like, a dude will put something up to his mouth and the girl will hit his head and she be like, yeah. I feel like all men should have to suck a dick and they will respect you better and not be trying to put your head all on it and all that kind of stuff because shit, that shit hurt. Don't do that.
first
That's
of
why I be
all,
like, don't touch, don't. If you do it, I promise you, I'll never suck your dick ever again. I don't give a fuck how long we together. You can break up with me
she
tomorrow.
said
If you my head or
now.
if you come in my face,
Oh,
Sissies, that's for sure.
no, no. Oh,
You
okay, and
gotta,
on
you gotta
that
be
note,
in it. You gotta be committed
whew,
to
okay,
give a good
there are
beat down. You
certain
gotta be
rules.
committed.
There
Yeah,
are head rules. Okay, head game
absolutely.
rules. You don't come in my
Okay.
face unless we are in a long term relationship and I got to gear up for that. That's not a thing.
Right, right.
I'm telling you right now, I'm punching you in your dick. Don't do it.
Blew it. You're not getting no
Right,
more.
right in the dick.
Pimp slap.
Fuck yeah.
Karen, what are your thoughts about head coming in your face or touching your head, pushing your head into the penis?
It truly
With or
depends
without
on
any of
me.
the accoutrements.
It depends for me. It depends on my moods. So
Okay.
if I'm really really into it, I'm like because that's one of the reasons I like my hair loose for my scalp. I love for my head to be. I love for my hair to be, touched. I really do. I
Full,
love that. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we can
little
go there.
choking.
Look, not true, but like I said, it especially if we're doing 69, we can work, we can go, because at that point I'm like I'm competitive. Who can come first? I'm gonna make you come before I come. So just my little thing. You know what I mean? So and that's fun.
Listen, I'm just
I,
saying I'm here for it because like when it's like that, you got to make it a competition.
There you go.
oh
There you
yeah,
go. Oh
and
boy.
usually I win. I win. So I wear my
Kudos, girl.
She
I wear,
says, and the belt goes to
yeah,
Kate.
yes, yes,
That's the
yes,
throat goat over there.
yes,
Well,
yes.
speaking of which, I want to turn to CBD products because sometimes it's really about the you can be a friend of mine used to say, you can be in good shape, but you may not necessarily be in good sex shape.
Right.
So with that, there are a couple of CBD products for those people who are have been single and are now getting back into bed. You like what I did
Mhm.
there? Or those people who are struggling with the natural course of maturing and dealing with vaginal dryness and things of that nature. Or if you want to try, this is called there's a product by Foria that I handle that is a intimacy suppository, and it smells so good, and it has a very cocoa cacao kind of smell to it. It's very sensual in the feel. And then there is an intimacy sex oil that with CBD in it. So it just loosens everything up. And doesn't matter if you're in midlife or not. This is a product that just kind of almost like gives your vagina more life. It just kind of gives it that kind of
I need all of that.
Just,
Just
Right.
because I
it's
just
just
want to
a,
feel what the result, the end results like. I do I went and had yoni steam,
okay.
um and afterwards, I felt, because I did a whole day, a whole spa day.
Okay.
Woke up in the morning, I meditated, I didn't eat any food,
Okay.
just only drank water, and then went to the spa, had, massage, all of
Nice.
everything, and then I went to a different place and then had my yoni steam.
Okay.
So I was in this really great place. And I just felt great. So I was like, I'm ready to fuck somebody because I got to see if they can feel all this energy that's coming from everything that I did, and so it was good, it was good. So then, they can be a little pricey.
Yes. Yes.
But I went and had it done in Asheville, North Carolina.
Really? How was it there? What was the difference between having it done in Texas and having it in North Carolina?
Well, I've not had it done in Texas. I do have an appointment that I need to go do because it was a gift, a Mother's Day gift.
Okay.
Um, but it was in Savannah,
Okay.
the other place that I normally have it done. But in Asheville, they have like these pink Himalayan cave
Mm.
Yes. The salt
things.
Yeah.
caves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
salt caves and stuff. So having one there, having meditate, then go there, and then
Oh.
have one done there, it was a whole like spiritual type
Yes.
of vibe. Like it was really good too. And again, I was like, dang, I need somebody to get my business on with. But I was
Right.
traveling for work, so it was
Oh.
like not gonna happen. So I didn't
Yeah.
get to feel the experience. So, but when I did get to feel the experience of it, I was like, okay, this is great. But like I said, they can get a little pricey. Um, I don't recommend people doing them all the time.
No.
Because I just feel like you're creating some unhealthy yeast. I don't really know. Because I
Did you find
mean,
that happened for you afterwards?
I
That you were out of
didn't. I
balance?
didn't have I didn't I had a pH balance. There's a pH balancer in my pot.
Okay. Okay.
So the first time that I had it done in Savannah, but when I had it done in North Carolina, they didn't put one in there.
Oh.
And I will say that I felt like my discharge was different.
Mm.
Okay.
It was a little different, but it wasn't like, I didn't have an odor. I didn't have a yeast
Okay.
infection or anything, but it changed just the
Your
way it
pH.
was
Yeah.
probably like there. It was probably off for at least like a week.
Oh
And
wow.
so I didn't have any sex after that because I was like it was just off. I was like because like if his pH come mixed with this wrong pH
Right.
is going on, y'all they might get to fighting and I might have a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we gonna keep this pH over here to itself until it can get under
We
control.
won't
But
get
it
too
took
far
about a
down.
week. Yeah, it took about a week to get her together. And I was doing apple cider vinegar shots every day,
Oh
you
wow.
know, and like we gotta get you together, girl. So yeah,
Oh.
it took about a week.
Yeah. Karen, have you had any experience with the either CBD products, suppositories, or having yoni steams or anything like that?
No, no. I wish I'm intrigued, and I keep saying I want to. There's this one place here, Karen, on the west side that they just started, and that was my hesitation
Yes.
because, because I said, y'all just started doing it. Let me wait. Let me see
That
what you
fire
do.
might be
I
too
want
hot,
you to get
might burn my
big.
girl.
Right. So but we do have a salt cave place here in Mentor.
Oh,
So
really?
uh, those are that's a nice experience.
Okay.
Those are nice.
Done
So
that.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now the only CBD I experienced was a little chocolate sample that you gave me, and it was
Ah,
infused.
yes. I have CBD
I,
chocolates that we sent
I
out
love
with
that.
all the
You
purchases.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. So I love that, but What is it? You said it's the intimacy oils are supposed to loosen the blood.
Suppository. Yeah, I
It's
want
a,
to hear about this suppository.
the
Yeah,
Suppository.
suppositories.
just talk about that.
The suppositories are really lovely. It comes like I have kind of a little kit. This is the part of life that I really hate. So this
Oh,
is one of the
okay.
things. So this is the miniature trial version of this. It's the
Okay.
intimacy suppositories, and they're cute. It fits like a suppository. And I here's the one thing about me: if I tell you something is good that I sell, I have tried it, which is very very twisted. That every except for the prostate massagers. I have tried almost everything up in here. Um,
Why haven't you tried that?
yeah. I don't have a prostate.
I wanted you to say it. I just wanted you to say it because that's what Medea. They always be saying that on Medea. Make you like,
Right.
oh, Mabel, you got a prostate.
Right.
Brown. Yeah, I just wanted you to say
Right. Yeah, about that.
it.
So this is an awaken and arousal oil,
Uh-oh.
and I really like this one. I was promoting last year this is a part of the quickie kit, and last year I was really promoting these quickie kits. Even when I was in Paris, I was like promoting the quickie kit because what I love about this is this oil and that suppository.
Mm.
Can't see it. It's just really silky. The suppository, it just how like you probably haven't had to use a straw, but there's a point where your brain is like, yes, 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 I want to have sex. But your body's like, bitch, go sit down.
Yes,
Go do some
it
laundry.
happens.
Go clean the kitchen. Because there's nothing happening. And what I love about this is it's a one, and you just insert this one into your vagina and it melts and it's like chocolate. It's like white chocolate smell. It smells so yummy, so incredibly sexy. And you're just ready. It
Oh my
just
gosh, I want to try it.
it's
Yeah,
just
those are
so
nice.
oh my god. And everything that upon entry when he enters you, it's just like it just glides in. So yummy. So yummy.
Wow.
And because of your your internal body temperature, it just melts.
Mhm.
So I love this. I was going to talk about this last night on your show, but I figure I'd wait that and talk about some of the other stuff. Next thing that I think everybody should have are in your drawer or at home. It's either going to be either a nipple ring, nipple clamps, or nipple suction cups. Because why are you looking like Sherry? Why are you looking like?
Okay. Okay.
She's like, oh.
Okay, I'm listening.
I think that like with remember I mentioned the body dust and the body topping. So when you use, and we're starting to go into when you use some of the body toppings, like if you have like the dust, the honey dust from like the Karma Sutra kit, things like that with nipple clamps, as that dust goes across it, your nipples are that much more aroused and they're more erect. So when you have the nipple clamps on, if someone licks your nipples with the nipple clamps on, or you have the suction cups that they can suck, like it gives that suctioning kind of feeling, and it has like the little tendrils inside. It's another level of sensation. Especially with the nipple clamps, because once you take it out, the blood engorges. As the blood's engorging your nipples, you become more aroused. Now, some people will put the clamps on your labia. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm just saying. Okay. But some people, that's their thing. I have a very low pain threshold. We might be fighting. I'm just saying. So exactly. Karen, you have any experience with nipple clamps? Because Shari's like,
No, because again, I'm so
clothespins
traditional.
for some people on the budget.
Or just my hands, just my fingers. His
You're
hands.
not putting no roach clips on my nipples.
But I would I'm not gonna poo-poo it until I try it, because
My
Yeah,
mom used to hold her weed with them little clamps.
those
And
got
you want
those
me
got
to put them
they
things on
they
my
got
titties?
Or you could
those.
have like,
Sorry, we don't use those.
or like the
Woo, those
nipple ring clamps. That's a good way to try it too.
yeah, because
I,
those
you
are
know,
strong too.
my partner and I have a pleasure list,
Okay.
and it has just a bunch of different toys and different items and things. And I saw those on the list, and I was like, that better not be one of my welcome back home gifts.
Because
It could be
they're
for him
attached,
because
right? And you
some
can
men.
tug them, give them a little
It could
tug.
it could absolutely be for him. But I'm just saying.
She said, "This is not a unisex toy. Not a unisex toy." All right. So
Yes.
we have the nipple toys. Now, here's something that becomes really this
Are we
next
under
toy.
a time constraint, Karen?
Nope, we are not. We are not.
Okay,
We
all
just
right,
keep
just
going.
checking. All
So the
right,
next thing we have on the list, thank you for asking me, are the propositioning, the positioning prop products. So that can be a wedge. That can
love
be
those.
like a heart that gets your butt kind of scooted down so he can get in a little bit, kind of move in a little bit deeper. And my favorite is there's one that rocks. So you kind of get in your butt in it and it has the motion. So it helps him
Right.
and you with the motion. I love those things.
Yes, yes, and yes.
And yes,
How many people
Yeah.
have one of those at their house?
I have two.
Hey,
Okay. Which one? This one that I wanted to show you guys is in the shape of a heart. So your butt kind of comes in and sits in that. So if you want to sit at the top of the heart, he can kind of get in you that way, or you can use it as a wedge and lie back that way. Love this.
Okay.
I'm
oh,
really
that's
bummed that you
cool.
guys can't see this.
Yeah.
I what I like to say is these props help you move past the fear of ouch into the good place of ah and oh.
Ah,
So
Definitely.
vibrators.
Positioning, I mean, you just will never understand like the shift of your hip,
Yep.
just a
yo,
slight
I get
move. That slight little movement in positioning,
Yes
man.
indeed. Yes
yeah.
indeed.
And I
Um
love the wedge. The wedge can go here to the bottom, or you can use it here at the
Yeah,
top.
that's what I
You
have one of
know,
those. And then I
yes.
have the dome, the little
ah,
Okay.
dome one.
I've never seen
Yeah.
the dome.
And if I used dildos, it has the little insert hole so I can stick it in there and
Oh, I'm gonna have to
ride
look
it
that
And you
up.
can
to,
be on top.
Loving that. Oh, I
yeah.
didn't even
Oh,
put the pummel horse up
oh,
or anything like that. I'm going in easy this time. Um, Speaking of going in easy, we're talking about masturbators next. With the masturbators, there are some I kind of looked at the four different ones. There's ones for folks who are transgender. So if you're mid process or not, it's something that has like little fingers that does like this. So if you are midway of your process, it's gonna kind of tickle your balls and get that taint going. There's another one that is by a company that's a women-owned company, and what it does, it's like a masturbator vibrator that has like two arms on the side. So you put it in you, and it vibrates not just your clitoris, and it doesn't just sit inside, just inside the beginning of your vagina, but those
mhm.
two arms will also massage and stimulate the labia outside and the insides
Wow,
of your vagina that
Mm.
way. It's kind of sexy.
right.
Then
Yeah,
I
and I
wanted,
mean that those are areas that people don't seem to pay attention to unless you're like
Right.
a lesbian. But men they don't know the vagina well enough to know that those areas are important and just as sensitive. Um,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And it
And
can
that's
help
why
you control the
that one with
pace
the arms. Sorry, go ahead,
pleasure.
Karen.
No, I'm just saying you can control the pace of pleasure,
Absolutely.
give the clitoris a rest and then go somewhere else and visit, and then come back. I had a partner who he wasn't happy unless he was given head. It was like, okay. So that was kind of unique in a very special relationship. So he would, he just wanted to just
Hmm.
explore,
Because
like,
like you just don't. I mean, yes, we all have a penis, or we all have a vagina, or we all
Absolutely.
have both.
right,
Um,
right,
but what makes mine feel good might not be what the next person helps
True.
them feel good. And
True.
right,
same with the guy. Like you just don't know. And sometimes you don't know until you try it. Like,
Yep.
right.
I've seen some penises in my life, but I ain't paid attention to none of the veins on them. Like, oh, okay, until the penis I got now. Now I like veins. Now I want to look at veins and penises. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
That's
you don't know
interesting.
what the fuck. Like, who would ever think that that's a thing? Like, oh yeah, and then it's a kink, and I'm like, oh,
It's
so
a
they
fetish,
just
whatever turns
you
you
just
on.
walking around here just like, hey man, let me see the veins on your penis. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that addiction in my life. I don't want to be walking around.
In
We're all
gyms.
hanging out in gyms. Like, hey, I can see your vein through your tight.
Let me see
You
that.
know what I'm saying? You know,
You
I
like
don't need them
veins, I like
problems in my life.
mushroom
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, because whenever it's something like, oh, we talk about kinks and fetishes all the time on the show because I've never really had any. I'm just like, now I have one, and all the people that I be talking to, I be like, dang, he did what to her because that's his fetish. Now that's what I said. I feel like I'm gonna be walking around checking veins out now.
Yes, you will. Yes, you can be looking at veins on arms, wondering, does that
Right.
go down too?
Listen, it's
Ah,
already happened.
oh.
Okay.
All right.
I
Next
was like,
one.
I think it's gonna be a problem.
Could
I'm be
be.
walking around like this.
Right.
Ah. Sir, let me put this rubber band on your arm, please, just real quick.
Let
Right.
me see
Please.
let me see how strong your veins are.
Really. Last coming up are vibrators. I have the two-sided vibrators. So
Hmm.
two women can kind of be comfortable in pleasing each other. And you have the remote vibrator that can be used at a distance. So you can put it in. He can control the speed, the intensity, or she can control the speed of the intensity. Have another one that is a vibrating penis that has the balls on it, and you can stick that on the wall of the shower and change the intensity of that one. And then my personal favorite, which I thought I brought out here with me, is a necklace that's a wearable vibrator that you can
Oh
take it.
yeah.
You can travel with it. You can take it with you on trips, and TSA will not know or see or go do that
Right.
meme for the guys. Like, did you guys
Right.
see the meme with the lady?
I
Her
don't even
friend.
be caring. I actually be carrying it in my carry-on bag. I want them to pull it out. Just so I can have some more shit to talk about on my podcast. I don't even
There
try
you
to hide it. That might be right there. I'd be like, ooh, please check my bag. Please pull the bag.
Nice.
go.
Please
Pull
pull
it
it.
out.
So you can see it's right here in this little, it's in a little pouch. Come on,
Ouch.
open up the pouch.
Yeah.
Please open up the pouch.
Diarrhea pouch,
I
right?
just want to see somebody's face. I just want
Oh,
to
they
see.
don't
I
touch
want
it.
to crack up laughing. I just want to
Right.
see it. But
I
it ain't
got
never happened. And I
I got pulled.
travel.
It's never happened ever.
Happened.
Ever?
Sorry. No.
Never.
No.
I got
Mm.
pulled in Ohio.
I literally took in 2022. I literally took 52 flights.
Wow.
It never happened. And I was
Wow.
just waiting and waiting and waiting. They will pull my suitcase over for like any crazy little thing. It was like I had like a bottle of oil that was
Huh?
like 8 ounces, but it probably only had like 2 ounces in it. and they pull that, and I'm like, but you ain't worried about these
Right.
contraptions that's in here.
I know,
Right.
coming out of Ohio, I had a suitcase full of vibrators and
Yeah, because
dildos
you're
and
traveling right now, right?
yeah, yeah,
And you got a box full of dicks.
yeah,
Product.
pretty much, and vibrators and all kinds of
Product.
stuff. They're
Gotta
like,
go
really?
dig.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, here's a product.
Yeah.
Last couple of things I wanted to share. The last two everyone should have in their house is going to be games. Like the one that I'm really kind of enchanted with is like the 50 Shades of Grey one. Um, it has like the one that it's like to take a deep breath and it gives you instructions. This is like really crazy. I don't know how y'all felt with 50 Shades of Grey, but this one is it gives instructions. Fuck me however you want to. And it's like it gives the instructions. It's like this isn't just limited to positions. It can be choice of location, different kinds of sex, oral, as long as you're comfortable, whatever they choose, go for it. So that one gives you all different kinds of games to play when things are a little sluggish and slow and you need to spice things up. The other thing that I really threw in there, and I don't know if you guys have, it's called Slutty Dice.
I
And with
love
the
the
Mhm.
slut,
dice.
have you guys heard of the Slutty Dice? Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, I love the
Um,
dice.
it basically it's for adult game for two or more players. It's like blow, lick, suck, immorality, etc., etc. So you get to put together a whole bunch of different things that you can do. And have what kind of games have you guys played?
I'm over here. I'm waiting to talk. I'm
Tell me about
patiently.
the reindeer games that you play. I'm gonna, Shar,
The,
you go ahead
Right.
because you're the guest.
all right.
Absolutely.
So I have so I love to support our people.
Uh huh.
So this is the oh, it's upside
Upside
down.
down.
This is
It's the
the
love deck.
Oh,
deck. The
okay.
love
This
deck.
is a us owned company.
Oh,
Okay.
And so it comes as a deck of cards. First of all, they're beautiful.
oh, they are
Okay.
well made.
The
Yes.
cards are beautiful. So it comes looking like your card deck. And then it has little tasks and things to do. So
Oh,
this one says create an affirmation jar together, add to it regularly when you feel stressed, and read the
oh,
affirmations. Like it has nice sensual things, and then it has little nasty little things. Like it's just a really, really good thing, a
that's
great
nice.
game to play.
I like that. I love
But
that.
that's like the wholesome game to play. But what I really like to do is wrestle
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
and
Tell me about the wrestling
shower curtain, oiled up. Let's get it.
in the bathroom, in the
Mm,
bedroom,
on the floor.
of the
Okay.
bathroom or in the
Yeah.
bedroom.
No, not you need a soft surface. So you need
Okay,
some
so you're
carpet
gonna
or a
take the
rug.
shower curtain down,
Shower
put it
curtain
on the
down.
floor.
Yes, on the floor. You can't wrestle in the shower. What?
Yeah, that's
No.
dangerous.
Right.
Didn't I tell y'all I want to do nothing in the shower?
Right.
She said, "I
So
was
you gotta
not
paint us a
playing."
visual, Shari.
Oh, girl, that is fun
No,
as hell.
no, no. The shower curtain is your ring.
Oh my god,
Yes.
you're fun as hell, man. Like,
Yes, you can have paint parties too. Just have paint
Oh,
parties on
yeah.
same thing. Shower curtain, finger paint each other. You can have paint parties. We creative over here in this house.
I
I love
love
it.
that. Check it
We are
out.
creative, honey,
I am
over
loving it,
here.
loving it, loving it. Shit. This is
Yes.
like, I'm sitting here taking notes.
No,
Okay.
no.
We just have a good time. I mean, my show is, well, our show is just about sex. It's like
Yep.
embracing everything there is about sex.
And I
So
love
you
that.
can't have a sex podcast that, you don't yuck other people's yum, but you don't want to try nothing either. So no, you can't have that show. So I'm out here telling y'all, hey, go tickle a booty hole today. I gotta go tickle one too. I can't be out here telling y'all to do stuff that I'm not willing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, I
So
love the way you did pick that up from the time we were talking. Shari and I were having a conversation one day back in the spring, and I said, you can't just yuck on somebody's yum. It's just
you
not.
can't. You can't. We had a guest on our show, and that's exactly what she said. Well, I ain't gonna yuck nobody's yum. Her name is Sex with Ashley. Um, she said that, and we was like, what?
Yep,
So
I say
yeah,
that
you
too.
can't. Yeah, and you say it too. When you said it, I was like, see, I know me and her gonna get along very well, cause I won't yuck your yum. I
Okay.
mean, I'm a side eye you though. You
It's
gonna
like
get the
just a little bit.
That's funny.
Speaking of which, on the side eye front, and I don't know if you've seen this one. Karen, what last thing would you? I want to ask you, Karen, what games have you played? What reindeer games have you played before we move into the last thing?
Um, I've done the dice. I like those. That's why
Okay.
I say I'm comfortable with those. I like those. And, I've done quite a bit of role playing,
Mm.
um,
mm,
get
love that.
dressed and pick a hotel or some place and meet your partner. You drive your car, they drive their car. And I really, that's one of my favorites, because
I
I
love
can
that. That's one of my favorites too.
meet somebody
I don't care if we walk in together,
else.
literally,
That.
and we done had a
I,
drink. Go to
Oh
the
boy.
restroom and come back as somebody else. I'm
you
like,
some,
Full on
yeah,
we
wait.
fucking in
right,
the car. We fucking in the
right.
car, sir.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
Woo.
that's
I'm
the
loving
that's
it.
a nice one too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
loving it. That's
yes.
some
true. You
place.
could do the call girl John thing at the hotel. That's a hot and
Yes.
sexy one too.
Or the businessman, businesswoman, and
Yes.
you're out of town, so you
Hmm.
let your freak flag fly. That is really cool. So I
I
like that.
I personally feel the call girl, like picking some of the high end call girl and having sex in the bathroom
Right.
is definitely on everyone's must list.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
absolutely.
if you
One
ain't
thing
did that in your life, you better do it.
I
Yes,
haven't
honey.
tried totally
Oh my
naked.
God, hot as hell, hot as fire.
I really wanted. I've had on like a little negligee or something, but totally, totally, totally. I haven't done that yet. I want to try that.
Love that. So the last but
Okay.
not least that everybody should have some fetish and bondage stuff in your house, in your drawer. I don't care if it's a gag ball. I don't care if it's a paddle. I don't care if it's a full sheet tie down or if it's a rope, a Japanese rope tie. You need to have that in your house. That
Right.
Sherry's sitting there like, I don't know how I feel about that. I personally, I
I'm a
wouldn't.
hypocrite.
Wait a minute. How
Yeah,
can you be a
what
hypocrite?
I'm never gonna do is lie to y'all. I'm a hypocrite in a lot of ways. Like, I'll give y'all a couple examples before I answer this. I love gay men. Like,
Okay.
they my closest friends. I love y'all. Y'all wonderful. But I
Mhm.
think taking the dick in your ass only is ridiculous.
She says, there's so many other places and things you can do with
It's
yourself.
I don't understand why you would want that. Okay? But I love gay men.
Okay.
So, what's the question you just asked?
Bondage, fetish gear.
Mhm.
hmm So, my hypocrite ass will tie you up, all kinds of knots and ropes and everything. And
Right.
but can you
No.
put that shit on me? Absolutely not. Are you crazy? You're not tying me up.
Blindfold.
I'm not do.
Blindfolds are
I need to
nice.
see what the fuck you doing. Hold it up a little bit. We can put it over here, but I'm looking
Okay.
through this crack.
I
Yeah,
what
we'll
I'm
was
get
it?
it
trying
out.
to
I
see.
was I'll show that to you guys the next time I come on. Someone sent me a what do you call it? A pleasure kit.
Right.
Excuse me.
That's a
And
nice kit too.
yeah, and it has all kinds of interesting things in there. But one of the things that I think would be good for you, you're not going to be a handcuff person. You're not going to be the kind of person that someone's going to be able to tie down to the bed. And there's a product that I had that it kind of links your arms to your thighs. So if someone's eating you and you're on the bed and they have you
Right.
there, you can't move and say, no, no, that's enough, that's enough.
That
You're
is
like,
delicious. Yes.
That shit ain't gonna fucking happen.
Oh my God.
not today, not tomorrow, not next month, not ever. Okay, so that's a conversation to have. That's a conversation to have.
And it's cool. You know what
Sorry.
your yay.
I have the whole thing to hang up and everything, but I'm holding that shit. You not strapping that me in. I'm holding it. I hold it. I got it.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Start
So
back.
that's
I
never
got
going to be your
you.
role play. Ah,
Mm-mm.
okay. So no. Okay. So okay, we're not going to talk about like Thor had his thing, not to that degree. But I'm talking like a little paddling, little light paddling.
Mm. Yeah. I'm I'm
Mm,
I'm okay with that. Raising my hand.
mm. That's like what's my safe word?
Yeah, I
All
like
right.
that.
So people who have a
But
safe word,
but if you use your hand
Yeah.
to do it,
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Mhm.
it.
okay.
But an
What about a
object
little spanking writing prop, like a little on the butt? Karen, what about
with
you?
what? With
Wait a minute.
what?
It's
Writing prop, like
yeah.
a
I'm
ruler,
good with that.
a writing
Oh,
prop.
Yeah, the riding crop because it's
Shari says
leather.
no. Karen,
Leather has a good texture.
yes, and it's
Mhm.
very sensual.
Very
okay.
simple. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love leather. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I said,
long
I've
as
had
it's like a love tap.
people go up. You know,
So
But
I've
if it ain't no
yeah.
love in that tap, you gonna get tapped. Yeah. You it's so many I feel like I'm so violent on this show today. You have done so many offensive things to me verbally. I feel like I am so offended
oh my God.
on this
That's
show
okay.
because like I ain't fought this many times on any show. Like I have punched nuts. I'm over
Ah,
here punching people
she
in the
said, I
face
thought
right
she
now.
said we were
Like,
talking
you
about
know,
toys.
I just done so
Feel
much.
triggered.
That's funny.
I'm so violent.
Oh my God. Well, those are
Mm-mm.
all the 10 different types of toys that everyone should have in their home or in their drawer. Next time we run through this, Sherry, I think we'll go through another list of things that everyone should have. And we'll see how triggered we have you at that point as well. Um, I really enjoyed this. I enjoy you as always. Um, and would love for you to come back. Both you and Ebony. Ebony can come back on whatever she's got going on. Hopefully, she gets better soon. And tell her I'm sorry we missed her. Um, but tell everyone how they can catch up with you.
You can catch me and Ebony and Corey and the crew, April, everybody. You can catch us on naturallyunbothered.com or naturallyunbothered the number two at Gmail, or just go on Instagram and put in naturally unbothered podcast, ultimate orgasm, hashtag us, whatever. We got a Twitter, it's an X. We got an X.
A man put
We got
everything X.
Yeah, we got a X, we got a TikTok, we do a lot on Instagram. We have a Facebook, YouTube, our YouTube page. You know, you can listen to any of our shows, and we got tomorrow's show. It's gonna be so dope because we're featuring a new segment that is called damn, we just got the name. Um
What
what is it?
raw and
Raw and respectful.
raw and respectful.
Yeah, raw and respectful. And then so it's basically where you're taking two either adverse, opposing, either sides or sexes or sexual orientations, and you put them together and you have open conversations allowing them to ask each other those questions that you've always wanted to ask a straight person or a gay person or a super religious person and a non-believer, like, but you never could, but it gives them that safe space to ask those questions. And we had our first one, and it was bisexual, I mean it was gay, and straight
Mhm.
and bisexual on the show. And it was just a really, really dope show, especially for Karen to be on because she didn't even know what was going on. We
Like,
didn't even tell her. I didn't want to tell you because I was like, I want somebody to genuinely see how they feel this segment. And you were just like, oh my gosh. And I was like, yes, that's how I know it's going to be a hit. Because she had no clue. Because she was just on there. Like, she was just coming to do her Karen thing, come give us some toys, give us some tips, be our little professional. We was like, yes. And so
Okay.
she was just on there in shock. And so it was a good time. It was a great show. It's going to be in two parts, and part
yeah,
one comes out tomorrow. We
that's
air
Nice.
every Thursday, sometime between 7 and 9. I mean, whenever I wake up,
Oh.
then I
I love
post
it.
it.
I love it.
So
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Girl, I
That's awesome.
appreciate you. This was so much fun. Karen, Karen,
Yeah.
Karen. Where are you gonna be next?
Where am I gonna be?
You with me.
She gonna be at the grocery store buying some peaches.
Hello. And some butternut squash with the nice honey.
What is the butter squash though?
Oh,
It got the bumps in it.
Oh,
the
I thought it was
bumps.
zucchini.
No, the squash has those
Butternut
bumps.
squash is big, man.
You gotta find a small
You got
one, girl.
all
Y'all
types
talking
of
about delicate squash then?
Yeah, you
the
gotta get the small ones with the
acorn
little ribs on
squash. There's the yellow squash with the hook.
them.
Yes,
You
yellow
have
Mhm.
to
squash.
That's got the hook.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay.
That's what you.
She
But
said,
it's
well, if you can
That's
find me at the
what people
farmer's
gonna find you at
market.
the grocery store.
right. You know, like, she looks familiar.
Loving it. Well, for those of
Yes.
you who are interested in purchasing any of the toys that we talked about tonight, please feel free to reach out. Either reach out to me at the Pleasure Collection or, as always, at Wink Blink Flirt, or you can go and grab them on www.shopwinkblinkflirt.com. And we will be back next week, Wednesday, with another episode of Toy Talks After Dark. And next week, you'll find us on Monday. We'll have another guest next Monday. Who's going to be on the dial next Monday? Next Monday, we'll be talking. Ooh, that can't be right. Next Monday, we're going to be talking about menopause. Quite honestly, how interesting is that?
Oh
And
God.
after that, on Monday next week, we'll be having another amazing guest. But I don't know, Shari, you may have to kind of come dip in. We may have to have that reciprocal dipping in and out like that.
You said
Okay.
sorry.
Just like, oh, I'm loving this. Well, anyway, folks,
Well, you know,
thanks.
the thing is, Wednesdays are my live nights on
Oh,
Instagram selling my jewelry. You see my earrings?
oh, there you
Oh, those
go.
are
There
beautiful.
we
Yeah, so
go.
I've been making a lot of the jewelry now. So I forego one of my lives tonight to
Oh,
be here with
Aw.
you. So I'm
thank
gonna
you,
be up
buddy.
tomorrow selling jewelry. You know, I'm out here selling jewelry like
Oh,
I'm selling,
all right.
you
Ah,
know.
There you go. I see. I see. Well,
okay.
maybe I have to get you in it as a pre-recorded kind of episode. So,
Okay.
anywho, guys, thank you so much
Yeah,
both for being here. I really appreciate it, and I had a lot of
Nice to
fun. You
meet you,
guys,
I
Shari.
did
It was
mwah.
a
too.
pleasure.
Thanks for the invite.
No
Thank you.
worries,
It was
no
nice
worries.
meeting you, Karen.
Great, great, great. As I like to say, if you're not going to be good, at least be good at it. You guys have a great night and a great weekend. Take care now. Bye bye.
Bye bye.